What up nerds, I'm Jay Sharif here with another quick tech review. As I've mentioned many times before, when it comes to vlogging, sound quality is actually more important than video quality. So, if you're planning to buy a vlogging camera, then make sure it either has excellent internal microphones or the camera lets you plug in an external microphone. However, there are very few vlogging cameras with excellent internal mics. Obviously there's the Sony X3000, which I've reviewed a few times on this channel, and there's the Sony ZV-1, which I didn't bother buying because the field of view is far too narrow for vlogging. I'll quickly mention a few others as well. DJI Osmo Pocket 2 is very good as it has 4 microphones. DJI Osmo Action is good too, considering it's waterproof, and the GoPro Hero 9 has impressive sound as well, but it's a terrible camera, as I've mentioned in my previous reviews. Do not buy the GoPro Hero 9. Anyway, no matter what camera you have, the audio quality can always be improved by using an external microphone. And today I'm going to be comparing 3 vlogging microphones. These 3 vlogging microphones, in fact, and none of them require a battery. The cheapest one is about £15 or $15, and the most expensive one costs about £60. Now, these are all wired microphones. I'll also be doing a separate video comparing cheap and expensive wireless microphones. That should come out in a couple of weeks, so be sure to subscribe. Anyway, what I have here is the Sairen Nano microphone, the Moukey MCM-1, and the RØDE VideoMic Go. Now, a lot of vloggers use the smaller version of this called the RØDE VideoMicro, but as they're both very similar, I'm only going to review one of them, this one. In the interest of transparency, I should mention that I paid for the Sairen microphone and the RØDE microphone with my own money, and I was sent the Moukey MCM-1 for free by the manufacturer. But as always, my review will be an honest, unbiased opinion. All 3 microphones are supposed to be directional, so they should be picking up the majority of their audio from whichever direction you point them. None of them are stereo though. They will all give you 2-channel audio, but both channels will be identical. All of them have a foam cover to reduce popping and wind noise, and all of them also have dead cat covers, these furry things which eliminate wind noise in extreme conditions. Unfortunately, RØDE make you pay extra if you want a dead cat, and it's not cheap. Now, as part of the test, I'll be attaching these to my mirrorless camera. I will not mess with the audio in any way, so you'll be able to hear for yourself just how good they really are, if they are. And, as always, the best way to test these is to take them outside. I've deliberately picked a noisy location next to this busy roundabout to test these out. And right now you're listening to me on the tiny Sairen Nano microphone, which weighs just 30 grams. Now, there's a good chance you've never even heard of Sairen. It's actually a sub-brand of Ulanzi, which is a lot more famous, I would say. And the price of this particular microphone seems to vary a lot on Amazon. I've seen it as high as £40 and as low as £12. I managed to get it for £18. So how does it sound? 2 things worth noting about the Sairen Nano. Firstly, it doesn't have a shock mount. The RØDE microphone has this Rycote shock mount, which is supposed to reduce handling noise. Secondly, the Sairen Nano has a very limited frequency range. It can capture sound from 75 Hz to 20 kHz. But in theory, that also means that your audio will not include electronic buzz. You might not know this, but electronic devices usually emit noise at 50 Hz or 60 Hz. As the Sairen Nano basically ignores everything under 75 Hz, in theory, you shouldn't hear any electronic buzz. However, cutting out the low frequencies means removing some of the bass in the audio as well. I've now switched over to the Moukey MCM-1, which is much larger and weighs 3 times as much as the Sairen Nano. This is the microphone that I was sent for free, and in terms of price, if you're buying it, it's the mid-range device out of the three. Right now on Amazon, this costs about £30, and it does look a lot like the more expensive RØDE VideoMicro. However, the similarity is superficial. The Moukey microphone doesn't have a Rycote shock mount, and the Moukey has a frequency range that goes from 20 Hz to 16 kHz. On paper, that's a lot less than the RØDE, but how does it sound in real life? Note, I'm not using the dead cat, just the foam cover. So, is this worth £30? And finally, we've now switched to the RØDE VideoMic Go. This is a lot bigger in terms of size than the other two, but it's only 75 grams, so it's lighter than the Moukey. It's definitely the most expensive of the three, but I've seen it as cheap as £55. Now, RØDE bikes are extremely popular with YouTubers and even with professional filmmakers. I'm hoping that right now you can hear why that's the case. This RØDE bike has a frequency range of 40 Hz to 20 kHz. That's pretty much perfect for everyday use, but it does mean that you could pick up electronic hum from devices running at 50 Hz or 60 Hz nearby. This particular microphone does have a Rycote shock mount, and in theory that will reduce handling noise. So, how does it sound? What did you think? As promised, I didn't do any sound processing whatsoever. What you heard was the raw audio direct from these microphones. So, please leave a comment below and let me know which mic you preferred. Now, I'm not really a sound expert. As I mentioned before, I'm hard of hearing. Basically, I'm going deaf. To my defective ears, these all sounded very, very similar. And because of that, I would personally choose the cheap and tiny Sairen Nano microphone. It worked well enough in those windy conditions. It's quite inconspicuous because it's small, and you can get it for as little as £12. But let me know what you think. Would you pay extra for the more expensive microphone? Is it worth the extra money in your opinion? I'd really like to hear your view on this one. Anyway, that's all for today. I hope you found that useful. I'll be back again with another video very soon. Later, nerds.